Meow. My cat. Meow. Meow. What's your problem? You haven't done this all night. This cat. Okay. Yes. I hear you. The world hears you. Okay. This cat, all of a sudden out of the blue, meow. This cat, I'll tell you what. Mm-mm. Oh my goodness. Well, hello, Miss Ray Ray, the rebel. Hello. Nice to see you. Yeah, the cat. Agree. Yes. Yeah. I don't know what the problem here is. This cat, literally. I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. You too, I hope. This cat literally started meowing once I went live. All right. Hey, Joe. Joe Mama. Good to see you. It's been a while. Been a while. Yeah. It's been a while. We'll wait just a little bit. There are some things I want to get into. There's Q drops that are coming. Newly Q drops tonight. I'm not going to go back and bring up all the prior Q drops because I'm just not going to. But the future ones, or the ones that came recently, are they're pretty interesting. So we'll read them. We'll read them, and we'll see what they say. We'll see what they say, and maybe cover a little bit of, the peaceful protests that have been going on. I mean, most of you have been seeing it, right? Most of you understand it. I would say that, I don't know. I've been stepping back, I guess, a little bit from social media in the form of going live, but I haven't stepped back from watching what's going on and understanding. And there's a lot, man, there's so much that's happened between just doesn't even matter. There's so much that has happened that if you are following the Q movement, you're really not stressed. I mean, I sure ain't stressed. It's stressful times. There could be bad things that happen to us and uprisings that happen, but I trust we're protected that way, self-protected, but probably in many other ways, So, I don't know. Oh, I know you do, Joe. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, Joe Mama. Yeah. Yeah, the situation in Seattle is never been done before. What's going on in Seattle? It is scary. It's reminiscent of the rise of Nazi Germany under Hitler, where the local law enforcement were disparaged and pushed out of the ranks of all these places. And Hitler brought in his own regime of brown shirts, which restored order to the area. But that's when Show Me Your Papers really became relevant. Well, we're not that far from that in Minneapolis either. I mean, they're wanting to defund the police department in a number of Democrat-run cities. I don't see how America will put up with this. I don't see how the president will put up with this. I don't think he will. He's got all of the firepower and all of the backing to the fullest extent of the law to implement whatever he needs to do to restore order in these major cities where these mayor Democrat run, sometimes governor led states allow this to happen. I mean, they're spray painting memorials. They're taking off pieces of history. Did you see it today? Did you see it today? They were sawing, or they were taking down this Confederate monument where, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the who fell, but it was a statue of somebody on that memorial. And they cut this thing away, and this thing went slam, and it hit one of these jackasses who are treasonous and seditious, and it split his skull wide open. They were talking about, they said they could see his skull. They said he was like convulsing. He was convulsing on the ground. People were like in horror, as you would be if you saw some shit like that. Man. But it dampened the mood of the situation, to say the least. And I've read some people said that, yeah, all these people that hate the police, hate all people that are first responders, were the first ones to call 911 and get these police in here and get these ambulances in here to try to save this guy that just had a statue split his head wide open. That's reality. I mean, we're living in a backward universe right now, you guys. If you're awake, left is right, up is down, right is wrong. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. And we've been watching it go down. We've been watching it marinate itself into this gigantic shit pie that, again, we all take a bite of it, but you're awake, you don't take any of it. And we reject that shit. We reject it. We're not doing it. We're not having it. I don't think there's any way that the Democrats could win the presidency back, and there's any way that the awoke gun-carrying people in the states would even allow that to happen. If you wanted to see the White House burn down, let that happen. That thing would be a flame. And I don't really mean to, like, I don't even like that I put that out there, like, on the internet. But you get my point. Like, I mean, I think America would rise up fierce if some shenanigans like that were allowed to happen. Any of that bullshit. Any of it. There'd be some rise up power amongst the people. But thank God, that's just saying. I mean, I don't think anything like that's going to happen. I think he's going to soundly win 2020. For sure, he's going to win 2020. He needs to, because they need to complete that side of the plan. The Democrats had a 16-year plan to destroy America. Perhaps America has, or the Republicans have a 16-year plan to rebuild America. And if it's not 16 years, I know it's at least 8, and Trump needs to get those next 4 years. So they're going to do away with any attempts by these lunatic left people. They're going to do away with all of it. All of this mail-in voting, all of this shit that can be proven fraud. That's what's been going on since the 2018 midterm election. They've been cleaning up. Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch, he's been cleaning up all the voter rolls in multiple states. Maybe you're aware of this, maybe you're not, but this guy is an American hero, Tom Fitton, Judicial Watch, demanding accountability for the people that are on the registry for these ballots. And these are people that have been deceased. These are people that would be 120 years old if they're not deceased. Multiple ballots for mail-in, ballot harvesting. And there's good and bad in everything. Like in the military, you got a small percentage that are bad. In the FBI, you got a small percentage that are bad. In the police department, you got a small percentage that are bad. Well, in the United States Postal Service, you have a small percentage that are bad. And they're in on the scheme. And that's all that these traitorous people need. They need the correct piece of the puzzle. It doesn't matter what capacity it's in. This is a United States government employee, and you're being called on to this, this, and this. And if you do, you get this amount of money. And if you accept it, great. So that includes taking all of these ballots that come in and you just make them go over here so they can be wrote and scratched and everything, and you just make it seamless. The Republicans are not going to let that happen. That is the last push. By the grace of God, hopefully, that is the last push of the deep state, but it can't be. But hopefully, it's the last push at putting out mail-in ballots, because the next thing they're going to push is COVID 2.0. They're going to try to repush the COVID. I know a lot of you guys understand this and know this already. I get that. I get that. This is for the awoke. This is common known information, commonly known. But it's coming. It's coming, and that's the narrative that the deep state's going to push coming up here soon. Because everything else that they've tried to do has failed. Everything. They're locked down through COVID. They tried to fuel these riots into something that was meant to be over the top of what it was. And I mean, I saw horrific shit happening to good people that were trying to defend their businesses. It was heartbreaking. It was devastating for some of these people watching what it did to them internally. It broke them. These people that poured everything into their life to retire, it broke them. Because they were destroyed by their own people. And that should send a loud message to the woke community. You're eating your own. You're destroying your own. And if that doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. Because what that ultimately means is that you've been lied to. And that these protesters that are rising up and are destroying everything in their path, these monsters that are destroying everything in their path, are paid infantry. These are people that are bust into these places. They're provocateurs. They come in, they break the shit out of everything. They light everything on fire. It's been quelled for now. So the deep state is out of options. The next phase is COVID 2.0. They're going to try to really ramp it up, and don't fall for that bullshit. I'm just telling you, don't fall for it. I'm not gonna. I don't think you should too. What's going on in the chat? Joe, Food Stamp, Headless, Wallace. What's up, you guys? And Ray Ray. right. So I'm going to jump over because there were a couple of really, I thought, good Q drops today. And there's been many over the course of the last few days. I'm glad I didn't become one of those channels that tries to give you every Q drop every day, because I would be dead. I'd be dead. There's so many. All right. But I thought these were really super pertinent. And I do pay attention to all of them, just so you know. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to read this one. This is by Candace Owens. If you know her, then you love her. And she's replying to a video by somebody that's talking about the Black Lives Matter. And she says, wow, this video is really important and every person needs to watch and share it. Black Lives Matter donations go directly to a super PAC called Act Blue that has given hundreds of millions to Democrats running for president. How is this legal? Hashtag BLM is literally a shell company. She tweeted that 5 hours ago. In other words, the BLM is not what people think it is. I know most of you know this, but her putting this out and tweeting it is to awaken the people that are around you. And if you didn't know that, now you do, but it's to the whole Q movement has done it's like we had the initial wave go up, and all of us that got it, and we went over the top, and we came back down, and we scooped up everything we could, and then it went to the next wave. And I think that might have happened on a smaller level, and then it went around, and then it came up, and now I think it's on a gigantic tidal wave. I think it's on a gigantic tidal wave of people that are getting red pilled. We are, without making a prediction, we're very close, I feel, to just like being there. Like, I don't know how long this drags out. This probably drags out as far as arrests, indictments, and all that shit. Probably drags out well after Trump is elected for a second term. But the major part that will make everybody breathe a sigh of relief and go, holy shit. I mean, it's real. It happened. It's happening. And the House of Cards has fell. And sorting all of this shit out will definitely take some time because there's so many freaking people that have to be indicted. So those things will come. But I think Q might have even said the first one will send a shockwave. And, you know, future will prove past. I mean, we'll wait for it. I feel like it's coming very, very soon. But future will prove past. And if it does happen the way it's said or whatever, it will. It'll send a shockwave, I guess. I mean, think about the things we've already been told, that we've been told Obama in the end is going to claim that he's a Kenyan and therefore he can't be prosecuted. He's going to claim his citizenship of Kenya to try to avoid what's coming. And we've been told this in advance. Can you imagine telling somebody this 2 years ago when we were told it? And it's something that we could good and see in the next 7 months. I mean, whatever loose ends are not tied up at this moment in Trump's presidency are well on their way to being all buttoned up and delivered shortly after his reelection. Because it's at that moment the Republicans will take a supermajority in the Senate and they will regain control of the House of Representatives. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. When that happens in November 3rd, when that happens, close the book, the end. Your new life begins that day. I'm not even joking. I wish I was. I wish I could just look at myself and go, dude, you shouldn't be so serious and dramatic. No, I should. I believe it. I totally freaking believe it. Like, I believe it. The day after his reelection and he gets supermajority in the Senate and regains control of the House, this party is set to go. And it will go. Oh, it's going to be glorious. I'll tell you what. You guys, people are waking up everywhere. The Democrats are completely just, they're like the Three Stooges in every moment of every crisis everywhere. And Joe Biden said that he's gonna appoint his vice president as somebody who could be capable of taking over the presidency the day after. You guys are getting ready to put Michelle Obama up there. You know this. Enter Michelle Obama. She's gonna be. I don't know. I'm not saying that all cocky. I did say cocky, but I didn't mean cocky. But everything I've heard, I think it's gonna be Michelle Obama. I think it's gonna be Michelle Obama. And because I see no other individual in the Democrat Party that has any star power at all. And I don't even think Michelle Obama has star power, but I think she has the most star power of the people that don't have star power. And I think that this, stuff about Michelle being Michael, I mean, I think that probably true. I think it's probably true. I just, I've seen a lot and I think it's probably true. And I'm not sure that it will be allowed to be introduced into the debates. I think the debates are going to be friggin' hilarious. Trump is going to berate her husband up and down. She is going to go fucking animal. She's just going to snarl up her lip and that caveman DNA in that man's body is going to rise up and she's going to, I'll kick your white ass. I could see it. I could see it. I could definitely. I could see that. If that's part of the plan, man, if they let that go down, I don't know. I almost feel like they got that part of the plan in their hand. Though, like they can gauge how all this goes down. I could see it. It's almost like an episode where they're on live TV and somebody goes over and grabs the wig off the woman and she's bald. It's kind of like one of those moments. I could see that. I could see that being like a Michelle Obama, Donald Trump moment. She becomes the woman that gets her wig ripped off in public and fucking goes, shit. She goes crazy. I don't know. All right. So that's what Candace Owens had to say. Let's check back in with the live stream. What are you guys doing? Oprah. All right. Oh, Headless, you're in bed. All right. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I kind of was telling you a little bit how I felt. I mean, are you guys feeling the same way? Like, are you just like stepping back and looking at it and not stressing at all? Just going that, what, this is like in really good control. That's what I want to know. What's up, Redneck Forever? Yeah, do you guys feel like that everything going on is, although chaotic, in control? I'd love to know that. Yeah. Starting to see a couple. Yeah. Yeah. Um, it's chaotic. There's no doubt. There's a lot going on for sure. Don't get in the way of a mob. If you have to denounce Trump, I'm sorry. If you're in a mob, unless you're a fan of getting your fucking life stomped out of you, there's times you got to lose battles to win the war. And you have to look out for your own attrition in circumstances. There's people that guarded their shops that got their ass beat with boards. They got their shops torched. It was Somalia in Minneapolis. You ever been to Minneapolis? I've been there a couple of times in the past. Beautiful city. Gorgeous. Clean, well maintained, all of the downtown pristine. And they destroyed the city. This great American city, they destroyed it. They are trying to usher in Sharia law into there while taking away the police department by defunding it. It's a great American city. It can't be allowed to happen. Cannot be allowed to happen. It's too great a city. But it can't be allowed to happen in any city. But you can't let this happen in America. If I'm being completely honest, I think this is being allowed to happen and escalate. I think eventually, maybe, well, here's what I don't know. They're talking an awful lot about defunding the police in numerous cities across America. Now we're under, Trump has official powers under the national security that's been going on since COVID and is still a thing, in theory, but in law, it's still a thing. So damn it. All right. Shit. Okay. My bad. Mm-mm-mm. That's good advice, right? Don't let a Democrat run your town, city, or state. And I will add to that, or country. Never, ever, 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 ever again. Never. Yeah. It's crazy to me. So you got them taking over 6 blocks in Seattle. I know somebody brought that up earlier. That's nuts to me that it's even being allowed to happen. How can they let that shit happen? Something's coming down the pike. Believe it. I think people are officially awake. If you took the temperature of America, listen, I don't believe polls that they show on television at all. I see a lot of bullshit on their channels showing a lot of angry, wiry white people breaking a lot of shit. And I see a BLM movement that is corroded with infiltration from the CIA. It's all hijacked. It's all paid for. People ain't that angry. You couldn't pay Americans to be that angry over anything unless you paid them a lot of money. And these people are getting paid. They're provocateurs. People are peacefully protesting. These people come out and damage and wreck shit and cause mayhem. They were going to try to overtake the White House. But it appears something was foiled. The DOJ decided to push back the perimeter another additional block to kind of foil that. Their intentions, they didn't care. They wanted people to die. They wanted people to try to take over the White House and have the Secret Service mow them down. And the DOJ got in front of the issue and pushed it back another city block, and that was ended. And it's just further proof that this whole operation is so much farther ahead of anything that they do. They are counter moving based on their moves because they understand their game plan. It's a symphony. It's like watching it. It's just like, oh my God. And yeah, you got to have your head on a swivel because shit's happening. I mean, just because we're taking back our country doesn't mean that there's not bad shit that's going to go on around you. I mean, you obviously understand that. You obviously understand that. And so do I. But we're really watching desperation and like the Hail Mary coming out of the deep state right now. They're really, really launching it. And they're getting not getting desperate. They are desperate. So what I've been doing is sitting back and watching it and listening and just kind of enjoying it and taking it in. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. I mean, I hope you guys have been following it and seeing it for what it is. I think we need to be alert, but understand that this is actually happening right in front of our eyes. It's not even a question anymore. We're watching a movie, and you just have to get used to that and be on your guard because this movie means taking back your country and restoring it to the glory that it was. Ultimately, that's what this is about. So keep yourself aware of your surroundings at all times. But it's really going down, you guys. It's not even like conspiracy theory anymore. I mean, I don't care who thinks that I'm anything. They're trying to paint Q right now as like some weirdo wackadoo. I don't give a shit. This avalanche is falling so fast at this point on the deep state. They are in complete desperation. They're trying desperately to hold on to not letting General Michael Flynn get exonerated, that they're trying to drag that out because they know the minute that is ended, that all the truth is going to come out about the FISA and all of that. And that's the end of them. And that will be future proving past. When Q used to say, FISA brings down the house. Once Flynn's exonerated, all of the FISA memos will be exposed, and the missing FBI 302 forms will probably also magically appear at that time. Do I know anybody with inside information? Nope. I watch a lot of videos, so there's your source. But yeah, that's what's up. I mean, I think that's what's up. Guys, I've been quit smoking now for 3 months. 3 months. All right. That's truth. Redneck proper. Thanks, man. That's nice of you. Thanks. Happiness. Yeah, soon, Joe Mama. I'm whittling down on my milligram of the nicotine. So the plan is keep going down. To tell you the truth, though, the thought of smoking cigarettes has pretty much left me. So if I had to give up vaping, I'm not sure that I would directly connect myself to want to go smoke cigarettes, because on top of it being horrible for you, it also makes you smell, and I mean, it's just not good to put in you, you know? So I don't know. That's the game plan, sort of. Maybe I'll go to chewing tobacco. Maybe I'll start putting some big red man plug in, man. I chew some tobacco. Ding. Man, I chewed tobacco one time. I was in the Marine Corps. I was in North Carolina. And this guy in my unit, his name was Michael Bunn. Shout out Michael Bunn if you're out there in North Carolina. Michael Bunn. At this point, we were smoking cigarettes, and we were dipping Kodiak and dipping Copenhagen and all that stuff. And Michael Bunn came out with this thing like in a big pouch. You remember the big Red Man Chew pouch? Well, this wasn't Red Man Chew. This was Louisiana Black Tar or something like that. It was like hydro sealed, and it was in a brick. And he's like, "You guys want some of this?" Of course, you're 19. Why not? He cuts off a big chaw of it, and I stuck it in there, and I was like chewing it and stuff. And I got a big old spit worked up, and I, let my spit go. And it looked like oil. It looked like oil. It was black. And I kept chewing it, and I was spitting, and it was like oil. And you guys, I went to the moon for about like 3 minutes shortly thereafter. Chewing on Michael Bunn's Louisiana Black Bar oil. That shit was, man, I got a nicotine hit to me that just sent me to the moon. I was on the moon. I was on the moon. For 3 minutes, I was on the moon. There ain't no doubt about it. I was on the fucking moon. Damn you, Michael Bunn. Yeah. So I don't know. I've been chilling out lately. I've been working. I've been like getting the yard together and doing shit, and things are getting back to life around here. So it's been fun. It's been fun. Yeah. It's been good. Well, the good news, Joe, it is gross, and the good news is that I didn't like fall down in it. It was bad. It was. Oh shit! This might be an emergency. Hello? Ladies and gentlemen, James Rohrbach has he has catfished my live stream. James, you've catfished my live stream. So I will give you, good sir, I will give you 3 minutes.
I cannot comment.
All right, no, I'm
what am I supposed to do?
No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. How are you, James? How are you?
Good, man.
Yeah.
I love you. I hope you're good too.
No, James, I am good. I am good. And how have you been through this COVID? I know none of us have really. Some of us have shared some messages here and there, and kind of semi-checked in. But how have you been through all of this COVID-19? Have you been working full time, or have you been,
Yeah. Well, I do tree work.
Mm-hmm.
Landscaping has been deemed essential, and so, and then my company is specializing in hazardous tree removal.
Nice.
So nobody has called us, called us in, you know.
Yeah.
And we kept working.
I get you.
It's only that matter of like the fear of the homeowners and somebody calling, to report us.
Sure.
You
James, how do you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That so many people didn't work, and then you continued to work. How do you feel about what everything is going on right now, dude? You got an opinion on what the left's trying to do? Do you feel a certain way about it? What do you think?
Okay, so we worked through the quarantine, right?
Yep.
And then we had to work for a company contracted Omni, and they had to sign in. Like if you're on site, you sign in. And they're like, oh, do you need a mask? You need a mask? And I'm like, no. Like, I don't want to wear a mask. And
but how do you think that equates to where we are right now? I mean, that's back then. I'm talking about now. Like everything's starting to reopen. Are you optimistic about where everything's going as far as jobs?
Dude, everything's gonna boom.
Everything's gonna boom. I agree.
Everything's gonna boom.
That's awesome, man.
The economy's gonna boom. The stock market's already booming. You know what I mean?
Do you see anything in the way of Trump being reelected in November 3rd, 2020?
If everybody gets out and votes, then it's not a question.
I happen to agree. Go ahead.
If everybody that has a vote gets out and puts out their opinion, I think there's no question. But we have to do that. We can't assume it's a shoo-in,
Right. I agree.
We have to vote.
Everybody's got to get out and vote for President Donald Trump and his reelection. James, thank you for calling in. It was great talking with you, buddy. I'll talk with you soon, all right?
All right, well, we got to catch up. I talked with Robert Wallace earlier, and we've got garden plans.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing about them, buddy. Thank you, man.
All right, well, God bless you, man.
God bless you, too. Thanks for calling, buddy.
And keep in touch.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you, pal. Go Rock America. All right, surprise calling, Mr. James Rohrbach. Nice to hear from my brother. Quick little check-in. What's up, KK? Sneaking in here later in the night. I appreciate you sneaking in. I hope everybody's doing good around the KK Ranch, the Coon Ranch. We got it on the Coon Ranch. Man, so yeah. So the diversity right now going on. Hang on. The diversity that's going on right now amongst the mainstream television is it's mind-bending when you think about it. When you look at the narrative shift between Fox News right now and basically everybody else. And I'm mainly talking about in the Tucker, Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and sometimes Shannon Bream. Sometimes. Pardon me. You have two news networks saying exactly opposite things. Why are people that listen to CNN not saying that? Why are these people accusing these people of all of this shit? And why are they not questioning these people over here? It's a legit question. What is wrong with the people that listen to this group of mainstream Mockingbird television? And I'm not saying that Fox is here. I'm saying that they got some reporters that kind of put them like, meh, maybe there. And they, meh, and they put out the truth. Meh, truth, meh, me, truth. And they do that. And they get the message out. And it correlates, and it's all part, like I was talking earlier, like a symphony. It's like they're dialing it all in. The Great Awakening is here. It's waking everybody up. Everybody's starting to wake. At least to the point where they're saying, I'm not voting for the Democrat no matter what. Are you kidding me? I don't care if they put Michelle Obama there. I'm not voting for them. They're too exposed. The Great Awakening was about exposing the evil, and they're too exposed. They don't have a credible person, no matter who they put up there. Nobody. Nada. No one. They're going to put up their best something they think they have because they think they can pull in the Barack Obama candidates. It's going to be Michelle Obama. And people are going to wipe their ass with that nomination. They're not going to care. They're not going to give two F's about her. Oh, they won't let it be that way on the diarrhea mainstream television, the diarrhea stations. No, they'll load her, and they will put her upon a pedestal, and they will rain great stories about her and about her perils with Barack, and how difficult it was to tuck the wiener up between the butt cheeks. That would be a difficult story to write, but should be written nonetheless. It really should. It's all coming out. I mean, these people, they got no chance. To be honest with you, they got no chance. They're pretty done. They're pretty done. the Democrat Party is naked. They naked? Naked. They are naked. The Democrat Party is naked, naked, naked. And therefore, they are finished. Done. Democrats are done. The globalists are almost done. This is, I don't know, man. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun waking up with you guys. I got to tell you the truth. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed waking up with every one of you, and I've enjoyed getting back to life and lows and all that. And I think we're just around the corner from something amazing in America. I really, but that's me. I'm the constant optimist. I am guilty of being an optimist, but I've never felt and put myself into something more than seeking the truth that I have to this movement and what's going on. And as much as the mainstream media wants to like paint somebody like that as like a crazy fan or anything, fuck no. The whole Q movement is totally about de-escalation. It's not about any of that shit. That stuff you're seeing is coming out of the leftists. I mean, people in the Q movement, they accept everybody. They want everybody to come in and say, yeah, you know what? One voice, one power, no color. We go together, everybody. And I love that about this movement. But not only do I love that about this movement, I love it that there's been so many things that have proven what this movement is, that it makes it an honor to actually follow it. And it's just been an amazing ride. It's nuts. It's crazy going through life and watching and following this. But if you've been following this and listening to it all and following life, yeah, the hands of justice move slow. The wheels of justice move slow in the Department of Justice, but when they move, they're powerful. And we've not only seen the wheels of justice start moving, they are turning and they are starting to move swiftly. And we're going to start seeing an avalanche and a cascade of really incriminating shit against a lot of people in a very quick fashion. And that's coming very, very soon. I know none of you have lost faith in the Q movement or the plan to take back America with Donald Trump. I know a lot of you haven't. But if I were being honest with you, and I didn't tell you that a couple times over the past 3-4 weeks, that I didn't for a moment take my breath and say, what the fuck is this? I did. But you know what? I also took the time to like step back and think about it and really just look at the overhaul. I always talk about, and so do now other people. A lot of people do now too, but I used to for a long time. Talk about taking back and taking the overview of everything that we've been watching. And it's very important to not let yourself get tied into a single emotion for any reason when it comes to this plan. You shouldn't. You absolutely shouldn't get tied to a single emotion. You should recognize it for what it is. And I'm talking to myself, as I did. And you should appreciate all of the truth and the wisdom that it's shown to be what it is. And therefore, you don't have the final answer. So really, you're just convincing yourself to endure because, maybe you're just like, how much longer can this go on? And I think actually, as I make that statement, how much longer can this go on? I think about one of the Q drops, the early one, which said, this is not another 4-year election, which means what? This is going to filter into the next election to complete the plan. But I think we're going to get some major wins real soon. It feels like it. It feels like we're on the precipice, and it has to be that way, right? We don't have to, but we are going to, because even if the election were tomorrow, through all of this, Trump would win. But I think we're going to see the destruction of the Democrat Party here in months. We got 5 months till the election. I think in the next few months, we're going to just see lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. And as Q has said many times, you are the news now. The outreach of social media right now, for the things that you guys retweet, the things you guys post on your Facebook, the things that you guys, all of this, the outreach far outweighs anything that the Democrats can do, even through MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, any of those. It far outreaches. So when Q says you are the news now, it means that we are the narrative. The awoke digital soldiers are the narrative. And so when you communicate and you attach yourself with patriot channels that are on YouTube or on Twitter, and you retweet things that are like good to the movement, we are the news now. That's what that means. It means our message is bigger, louder, and stronger than anything that the mainstream media can do. The only thing the mainstream media has is the television airways. And the internet has overtaken it, at least as far as credible news goes. That filter that they have on mainstream television and what they can say is ridiculous. But the real news is, and you have to vet the channels. You have to vet them, because there are shill channels that claim to follow Trump. I mean, you almost have to look at what Trump's doing and think of it in the purest form of making changes. I mean, none of this is for self-gratification. I don't feel, actually, I don't think he's doing this for that. I think he's doing it, like he said in his speech. I think he's doing it to give back to the country that he loves so much. And we are going to make America great again. He didn't need anything else. He's taking back our country. He's doing it right before our eyes. This is history. We are witnessing history. Like one of the biggest moments in history that will be looked on generations from now. This is right now, you, me, all of us. This is what we have going on right now, is history. So, okay, I just rolled into 1 hour, so I don't know. I think I pretty much got out what I wanted to. Hey, Linda. Linda, nice to see you. Thank you guys for showing up. Anything you guys want to talk about? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. But I might go again soon. Maybe soon. I don't know. I got to see. Every night is different. You guys, I'm so tired at night. I've been working my A off. I'm tired. And the news cycle just kind of hasn't changed, just kind of throws shit at Trump all the time. But it's been all about the riots. I don't know. Oh, Linda, you just woke up? Woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Oh. Thanks, Prepper. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's fun. I like doing that. It's fun. I love seeing you guys. I love what's going on in our country, to be honest with you. I like doing this so I can, with you guys, celebrate the country coming back to us. Facts. You are being given back your country. Facts. Don't even get it twisted, yo. Don't even get it twisted, yo. You get any country back. I want my country back, country back, country back, country back, country back, country back, country back. I want my country back, country back, country back, country back, country back, country back, country back. I want my country back. Want my country back. Barbecue sauce. Do y'all remember that? That Chili's? That Chili's jingle? No? Just me? Okay. One more reason to delete my channel. Sorry to put you through that. Okay. Prepper remembers that. Thanks. All right. Well, what else? How about George Floyd? How about George Floyd? Okay, let's talk about George Floyd. George Floyd. Good, like many arrests in his history, like lots. Photo surfacing of him with a giant tattoo of wings across his chest, and then other ones from the arrest and stuff where there's no tattoo wings, and then all of a sudden out of the blue he's got like a identical cousin. Get that? Identical cousin. And maybe that could account for the guy with like out the tattoo and stuff. And there's all kinds of weird shit going on around this whole thing. It's obviously not an organic movement at all. We've already talked about it. It's not organic. But the things that are going on around the suspicions of this guy and his death and the dude that killed him stink. They're bad. It's amen, Wallace. Too much info out now. It smells fishy. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Yeah. Super bad. It's real, not good. And it's falling apart. And the real tragedy in all this, as we all are well aware, is that this information of how bad it is will never see the light of day in mainstream television. It will never see the light of day. Not a chance. Not a chance. They're not going to cover it. I doubt Fox News will cover it. It's the digital soldiers that get the information and put it out there. But, like I said, you are the news now. So your voice spreads across the internet. Your voice spreads outside of your home. It's easier and easier to be a patriot and be, especially with the COVID. You know what should be your opener? Like anytime, like what I say to people when I run into them, it's like, "How you doing? Good. How you doing? Well, things are starting to lighten up here in the People's Republic of Michigan," and people laugh, But it's like, yeah, associate that shit to like, this is communism. This is the People's Republic of Louisiana, People's Republic of California, People's Republic of Ohio, People's Republic of Hawaii, and People's Republic of every other state. It sends a direct message and makes people smile. But it has felt like that. They've clamped it down. You wear a mask. You do this. And a lot of people, no matter Democrat or Republican, are sick of being locked up. You're probably seeing it in your districts. We're seeing it here. People are out and about there. And there's fewer and fewer masks. So I'm happy to see it. And here in Michigan, we're still under like some sort of ridiculous, dumb, open by the numbers thing. It's like, this plan has failed. The COVID-19 has officially failed. They are moving on to the next pandemic. Yes. Well, COVID failed. The riots have failed is what I meant. They're moving on to the next pandemic. COVID 2.0. We had to talk about that. All right. So I'm starting to repeat myself. I'm getting a little bit foggy head. Maybe I had too much cough syrup. I don't know. Could be. So I don't know if there's anything you guys want to talk about, but I'm game. I haven't gone on for a while, but I'd be cool wrapping it up right now too. That's all right too with me. Either way, I'm staying on. So for a little bit. Second wave coming, Linda Dubose. Is it Dubose or is it Dubosi or is it Dubose? Linda Dubose. I am not French, but you say my name like Dubose. All right. That was weird. Yeah, no masks. Forget it. No masks. None. Man, I've swigged off this beer 3 times. This thing's empty. This thing is empty. Y'all gonna have to hold on. I gotta get a refill. What? Okay. All right. You guys just hold your horses, okay? Okay. Share this live stream or don't. That's your name for real? That's a cool name. And it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. And it's gone. Oh, did I get this cool enough to do happy face? Hey, the happy face. All right. What's going on with you people? Robert Wallace, probably trying to lock down again or require mandatory testing to be put out in public in place now, so the numbers will be much higher. I don't disagree. I think the Patriots are in front of that, and yeah, Linda, yes. Expose Dr. Fauci, for sure. I was happy with hydrochloroquine in 2004 and 2005. Not only does it cure malaria and cure lupus, but we also now know that it sounds like it cures the flu, COVID-19. I'm hearing AIDS and cancer. So we'll see how this all plays out. But man, Trump sure is in control of the pharmaceuticals that are going on right now, the right to try and all that. It's a perfect storm. We had the Great Awakening, but we are in the perfect storm also. This is definitely being orchestrated right before our eyes. And I don't know. We've been told it's going to be biblical. Man, that implies to me that shit's going to get like really crazy coming up. If it's going to be biblical, how crazy is it going to be, you guys? Not just this. I feel like we're going to be safe. I feel like you need to pray for a hedge of protection around you all the time. Pray for the president. I believe you have to do this. But biblical tells me that shit is getting on the verge of getting real. And like I said, I don't think it will affect us, but I think you're watching the deep state die. They're dying in front of us. At this point, they are a caged animal, a rabid animal, with all of their outs being snuffed out right in front of them. Every out snuffed out. Anybody they had in the levels of government to protect them over the last 3 years have been taken out and replaced. Taken out and replaced. All of them. Every one of them. And they had many levels of people that they had plugged in all throughout the power structure of the DOJ, the Department of Justice. And this last 3.5 years has been about replacing and putting, and taking all of these paid off shills, paid off people, and putting in a power structure that now had a good foundation. Trump now has a good Department of Justice foundation. They've replaced so many of them. He was allowed, because Obama didn't, he's been allowed to put 189 judges into positions that they weren't put into, that are selected by Trump. And the reason he can do it is because he has the majority in the Senate, and the Senate decides if that judge gets through or not. It's the same reason that he got Kavanaugh put through, because the Senate, which was majority run by the Republicans, voted to put him in. Amongst all these horror shows that they put Kavanaugh through and what they continue to put your president through, amongst all of this, he has continued to win and record record GDP in our country, record record low unemployment, record high stock market. You listen right now, if you want to know what panic looks like, watch mainstream television. They're now starting to tell you that the stock market is not an indicator of the condition of our country. Well, they've said it has been like since the stock market was created. So what does it tell you? They're now going to try to spin an anti-narrative against the booming stock market because they are running out of options. They're running out of options. They don't have anything else to go on. All they can do is try to destroy Trump at this point. So they're going to bring in COVID, try to bring in mail-in voting. It's not going to work. And they're going to continue to go after Trump. And they'll probably try to go into him for something with Russia from the last. It's going to be ridiculous, you guys. It's going to be ridiculous. So that when this is all done, the Democrats will be finished. Their party will be smoldering in the ashes when this is done. And if you look at them, it already is. They just don't know it yet. They're done. We are watching a movie. Look at the reaction by the Democrats of what's going on. They're out of their minds right now. Every last one of them out of their damn minds. They don't know what's going on. Trump is 5 steps in front of everything they want to try to do. They know now that the big sedition and treason level of charges are starting to creep up. Like, yeah, bitch, we knew what you did. We knew you tried to raise a coup against an elected president. And you also went after him when he was a running candidate. And you also went after Ted Cruz. You guys wait until that shoe drops. We already know it. But that shoe will drop mainstream. And they're going to find out that Comey and his ilk were completely compromised. Not everybody will accept it, but you know what? There's so many people that are awake that already know that this whole thing stinks to high heaven that eventually people are going to understand. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. They have to. I mean, I don't put everything against the people on the left either. I know that they've been doing shit to water, and I know that they've been doing stuff to food. And I know they're definitely doing something with vaccines that is turning a fair amount of people opposite gender of what they are. And I don't know what that is, but it's a fair amount. They've been experimenting with mankind for way too long. They've been experimenting with mankind. Documented well, since World War II, but yeah, before that, for sure. And I think that these things are coming to an end. The reason the experiments happened and were allowed to happen were to expose the weaknesses of mankind. It wasn't to do things that could better mankind. It was to expose everything about mankind so that they could build viruses that could be eventually released and could control mankind. And fast forward over the years, that's where we are today. Cancer was cured in like 1907 by a Russian scientist who discovered a vibration wave in megahertz that destroyed cells within themselves and imploded them. Out of the 100 people that he had tested for the first week, 80% of them by the end of the first week were completely free diagnosis of cancer. The remaining 20%, he redialed in the frequency to a different frequency, and then he let them go an additional week. And at the end of that, 100% of them were cancer free. They knew about this technology back then. You mostly know about this, all of you. Big Pharma is not your friend. There's no money in the cure. There's only money in the treatment. Another reason you should love your president is that he is going to put the money in the cure, not the treatment. And it won't come in the form of a vaccine. It will not. So there is that. What else going on with you guys? I obviously came in here, unprepared. Oh man, Linda, that's horrible. No, it's terrible. And I know, I'm there with you. I know so many people that have gone through that, including grandparents that I watched go through that. And that's, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry. It's not easy in any way, shape, or form to watch it go down that way. I'm so sorry. So sorry. But I think they hold these cures. And I think that, moving forward, because we're in a war. We're definitely in a war. And your husband was part of the war, Linda. These things are going to be exposed, and we're going to be shown that they actually do, cure some of the things. They can't lay it all out on everybody right away because people would just burn down everything. I mean, if people knew the level of which they've been lied to, they'd burn every city to the ground, including Republicans. But maybe not. Maybe not. I think maybe mostly the people that follow Trump know that we've been lied to, just maybe not to what level. Like everybody accepts that, we know we've been lied to our whole life. And maybe it just comes in different levels of how much you've been lied to. The good news is that number of people that are realizing that they've just quite frankly been lied to and are coming over to Trump is growing every day, just by whatever, the hundreds of thousands. I mean, people are awakening. The black community, the brown community, they know that Trump is on their side. These young people that are misguided within the big cities of the BLM are simply that, misguided. They're not the voice of what rational Black America is. Black America outside of the major city is, the color is not an issue. It's they love America. That's what it is. They love America. That's what it is. What's up, Shaq? Shakalakame. Shakalakalak. Dude, if you swam in the water with a big old bill on your face, you'd be a shakalakapus. Do you guys see they're having a Bill and Ted's next movie? Ugh. Why did I bring it up? Ugh. Ugh, I can't believe that. What else going on, peeps? Fam? I guess we're going to do a little bit of a late stream tonight. It'll make up for the last 4 weeks. I think it's been 4 weeks. It's definitely been 3 weeks. I don't know if it's been 4. Whatever. Oh, that's awesome, Shaq. Glad you're here. Crazy times, my friend. Crazy times. Lots going on. Lots of people. Listen, lots of moves and counter moves that are going on within the Senate right now with the Senate hearings. And it's so eerie and weird because it's all going on over the internet, or, some of it this last week has been done in chambers, but it's like just them and the person questioning them. Ted Cruz ripped Rod Rosenstein to pieces. It was so good. If you didn't get a chance to see it, Ted Cruz rips Rod Rosenstein, and not specifically Rod, but really shows how inept the system was. He really just lays it out and kind of fillets it out, and it's so beautiful. I have found newfound respect for Ted Cruz. I like Ted Cruz a lot. He's a good dude. And since he grew his beard, he looks presidential. This cat could be in the running for 2024, in my opinion. Ted's a good guy. Seems to be. The Mueller team and all of them, Comey, while they were planting bugs against President Trump, they were also doing the same thing against Ted Cruz. So this stuff's all about to come out. They are drip feeding these truths to America right now. That's what's going on. Patriots are in control. Patriots are running the plan. They are controlling the information that's coming out because it's meant to awaken people a little more each day, a little more each week, a little more each month. When they look back and this all gets out of the way, they're going to see and put together on their own mind that they've been lied to. It doesn't matter how much barking you've done to people to try to wake them up. Eventually, the truth has to come out. And I think we will see it eventually on these mainstream televisions, but I think it will be probably shortly after they're taken over, because people are going to be arrested for treason and sedition in these mainstream television channels, purposely knowing that they are trying to report fake, false news or leaking information that they're not supposed to. They're going to be guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors. It's not going to be good for them. Not going to be good. It's not going to be good, folks. It's not going to be good for them. I caught them all. I got them together, and I caught them all, and it's not going to be good for them. And that's what's going to happen. Let me tell you something, Shaq. Roy Potter thought he was a patriot. That man's not a patriot. He's no patriot. Roy Potter's not a patriot. He wants to pretend he's a patriot. He's not a patriot. Trust me, I know patriots. He's not a patriot. and he's not. I saw that, Linda. Yes. Linda, I'm watching the stupid riots too. I'm watching them take place. They're happening virtually in every Democratic run city. I'm watching the riots. I'm monitoring the riots. I practically am known as the president who watches and monitors riots. And my National Guard, at a moment's notice, will be ready to very quickly impede into these Democrat cities and restore justice. Okay? Okay? Very quickly. Do you all have any more questions for the president? Go ahead. How about you? Go ahead. You? Go ahead. The president is in session for the next 5 minutes. Go. I can tell by my tone. Okay? I can tell by my tone. You don't have any questions for me? That's okay. I'll do all the talking. Okay? I made a life out of talking. I can continue to talk all day, and I will talk to the American people, and I will also talk to you. And I think you like that too. Okay, go ahead. Who's got a question? Hmm. Let me tell you something about Roy Potter. Roy Potter, I never liked him. I never liked him. Okay? The truth's out. I never liked him. Nevertheless, I respect his duty of what he did for the country. Okay? For the country. But his stance today is very leftist and I find quite offensive. Okay? Quite offensive. It's always been offensive, folks. Always been offensive. I don't know if I don't know, man. I'm kind of a loose cannon redneck. I don't think I could be in office, to tell you the truth. I don't think I could do that to the people. I'm kind of a wild card, man. Definitely a wild card. Yeah, there you go, Shaq. Department of Loose Cannons. I could be in the Department of Loose Cannons. I could be in the Department of Lingerie, very luxurious lingerie. I could be in the Department of that. There's many things I could do. What I want to do is make America great again, and I want to start right now. Okay? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. Make America great again, folks. Okay? Alex Jones. Alex Jones. Let me talk about Alex Jones, okay? Alex Jones is not my friend. He's a person I listen to, okay? From time to time. Very briefly. Alex Jones has a following of people that happen to have a different way of thinking, okay? Different way of thinking. They think a certain way, and some people think a different way, and somehow it all comes together, okay? Alex Jones. Not going to touch that. Excuse me. Let me tell you something about this character we call Montegraph. Okay? Let me tell you about Montegraph. Okay? I never trust this guy. See, I listen, but I never trust. Trust but verify. But I see him come out. He's got face paint on. He's painting up. He's like Pocahontas. He's always face painted. Different narrative. Okay? All right. I'm done. I'm out of Trump. Trump has left the building. Definitely. Oh, you guys. AJ's entertaining for sure. He says some outlandish shit for sure. I haven't listened to him in a while, but I was never all in on AJ. He was entertaining though. He was entertaining. It's fun to listen to, and definitely a lot of truth in some of the things he said. Some of the things he said, dog, were spot on. He liked talking about globalists. He liked talking about the globalist nation. He liked talking about things that could happen or not happen, and how vitamins could maybe possibly solve the issue. He was very much against globalism. Globalism was key. He was against it, but not really. Thank you, Shaq. That makes me smile. Make me smile. Hold my pocket. That's good. I want to make you smile, Shaq. Perfecto. Alex Jones thanks you. He's very happy for your support, Shaq. Now, go buy some of my vitamins and make sure that you ingest them so that you can become a raging Alex Jones. We're going late, guys. We're going late. We're going deep. We're going late. All right. Let's go. Man, people, if you haven't seen the correlation between channels that try to continue to scare you and real truth channels, then I got this for you. Kiss it goodbye. I'm sorry. There's two camps. There's the camp of, really, honestly, it's cliche, but I don't give a shit. There's the camp of trusting the planet. There's the camp of we have a Death Star circling our flat Earth that's gonna, I mean, all of that stuff to muddy the water to the truth. What could that be for? Why could that be mainstream, even within the truth movement, that people want to push that shit? I mean, what's going on right before your eyes right now is way bigger than any of that could be in the next 5 or 10 years. Let that materialize. Let that whatever. Let it go. Right now, you're getting your country back. That's where the focus needs to be, in my humble opinion. That's just one man's opinion. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher. I don't preach. I don't tell it. I just give my emotion and I let it marinate out there. Okay? All right. Trump had to come back just for one more second. Sorry. My wife laughs at me because when I read Trump's tweets in my head, I read them in his voice. She thinks that's weird. Maybe it is. I don't know. But when you read him in his voice and how he phrases, yeah, actually, he's writing the tweet. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Today, I put an embargo on Iraq. Very criminalized people. Not going to deal with it. Very bad. He'll write shit like that in a tweet. It's like, if you read it, I don't know. That's how I feel. Yeah, maybe it's 6 years. Maybe. Redneck Prapple. Redneck Prapple. It could be a 6 year. Sure feels like it. Ultimately, it'd be an 8 years checker or chess, but I don't know. I know right now, trusting the plan is very calming. It's very calming. Like, we went through COVID, we went through lockdown, and like everybody was kind of chill. Like, I think that's a testimony to how many people are awake, is that people were feeling like, okay, we believe in Trump, therefore we know the lockdown. And listen, it didn't take in the Democrat cities, the major cities, of course not. They didn't even try to quell it. All they did is stoke it, burn the city down. People are awake. The vast majority are awake. And Trump will win come election time. We can't allow mail-in voting, and he won't allow it. They're going to push COVID 2.0. Nothing should shut down as a result of this. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But it shouldn't. I don't know. They learned a lot. Trump learned a lot through this first shutdown. Moves and counter moves. So therefore, and you got Fauci, Dr. Fauci out there spouting about Corona's my worst nightmare and this and that. And, fuck you. Fuck that little dude. I mean, whatever, man. You're a scientist or a doctor or a shithead or a deep state turd. I don't know what you are, but you're one of those four, and I'm leaning towards the last two. So whatever you got to say, fuck off. Because he's proven himself to be that, right? That's not me. He's earned it. He has earned it. don't care if he's a nice guy in a suit, 5'3" and well spoken, whatever, man. No. You're lying to us. And that's what people have to get through their head. You're being lied to. This isn't a soft explanation. This isn't, well, things were misperceived or anything. You're being lied to. You just have to get used to that shit. You're being lied to, and you just have to put your foot down and say, I'm not being lied to anymore. Fuck you. That's how I feel about stuff. And no, I'm not out there like yelling at the supermarket, fuck you, I'm awake. No. But you know what? Screw them. You're awake. All of this masks and all that, take that shit off if you haven't. Take it off and go shop. They have no power over any of you. I don't wear a mask anywhere. I'm in Michigan, one of the last states. I don't wear a mask nowhere. If I needed to go into somewhere where they said have a mask, I do have a mask, but nobody's buying into it. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Some people are wearing them. Most people aren't. I think the people that still wear masks like wearing them. I think they like it. I think they like it. They're like, I get to wear a mask. I think the people that wear masks right now enjoy wearing masks. Because it's been 80 freaking 3 degrees here in Michigan. And respectively like 87 the other day. Well, 73 tomorrow, but there ain't no virus living through that shit. People are brainwashed, though. They think this little designer, little mask thing putting over their face and shit, the airborne of the corona flies through that like the space shuttle flies through the stars. I mean, it's that bad. Like, that mask does nothing. It do nothing for you. Do it do something? It do nothing. It do nothing for you. None. No help. Take your mask off. And anybody that looks at you squirrely, give them the bird. Or don't. And just tell them that it's none of their business. Politely. Excuse me, sir or ma'am. It's none of your business. Well, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. That's how that should go. Nobody's business to make you wear a mask. Take your mask off. Put on your big boy pants. It's time. It's time you take America back. You wear the mask, you're giving in to the left. Fuck them. Take your mask off. That'd be a good slogan for something. Take your mask off. I don't know what it could be. Someone could use that. Be a patriot. Take your mask off. Maybe. I don't know. Could be nothing. All right. Well, Redneck, Preppa, and Shaq are dominating the airwaves here. So none of the other folks have anything to say. That's okay. What comes after the unrest of the recent days? COVID 2.0. You might be right. Yeah, screw the damn mask. Yeah, right, Shaq. For real. I don't. They do. That's the same thing. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Shaq. Peep spot. Shaq. Yeah. Well, maybe. Okay, I'll stop. No, you guys are good. You guys are good. You guys are good. Man, so I've been kind of like excited about the upcoming just events of the day. There's a lot going on that's not so mainstream television that's going on within the Q drops and the Q movement. There's a lot that's going on right now. Lots. If you're not following it, it's okay. I know most of you trust the plan and you understand that this is a huge inner like war of like information. And you know what? Maybe it's not this way for you, but for me, sometimes I have to step back and just be like, oh. And I did that a little bit over the course of the last 3 weeks and stuff. I just kind of had to just not, I didn't want to come out here and portray that I know what's going on. I don't. But man, I sure feel like I know what I'm being shown, that information that I'm being shown and proved is what makes, I don't know, trusting the plan worth it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I get caught in the gravity of how large what we're witnessing, because I do believe what we're witnessing is what we're witnessing, and I do get caught in the gravity and the weight of what this movement is going to ultimately show. And it's going to be a shift and a change for humanity. It is. It's going to be a rift in the direction of humanity when this is done in a positive way. It's going to be good. But it's only going to come as a result of major truth bombs coming out, which are going to be inevitable, because when this all gets exposed, I mean, ultimately we've been told that the decision to know will be yours, and we apply that to all the truth, but that doesn't imply that a lot of really, really bad things that don't involve all the truth aren't going to come to light, because ultimately those things are, people are going to know what's been going on in Hollywood. People already know. It just needs to go mainstream and be, taken apart. It just needs to be. And there's other things like that are going to be. The deeper things that involve, human trafficking and children and all of that. Those things possibly will be things that will be a decision for you to want to know. For some of you, it's too late. You already know. For me, it's too late. I already know. But you know what? Those of you who have gone through the healing process of, all right, you got the truth, you accepted the truth, you got through it, you emotionally dealt with it, because I know every single one of you have dealt with it. I've had to deal with it. You have to ingest that and you have to internalize it and kind of sort it out, like how fucking insane it is. You kind of have to like deal with that. But other people are on some level are going to have to deal with that. They're going to have to ingest that, because these kind of truths are going to start coming out. They're going to come out. And if it comes to be in your direction, you got to kind of figure out how to help these people land the plane safely. Got to kind of help them bring it in for a safe landing. because this might hit some people really, really bad. Because you guys know, I mean, I laugh, but it's bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's already better than it was, but it's so bad, the history and everything with it. Oh my God. So many missing children, so many unanswered questions from people who had their kids abducted, never to see them again. And, oh, you guys, this is going to be a lot of heartache. But I believe that this will all come out, you know, at least as much as they do. I don't know. Who knows? All right. So a short little 2-hour stream, I guess. You guys, thanks for showing up. Great seeing you. I appreciate you guys that hung on till the end. I know, brutal, but awesome to see you nonetheless. Please do me one favor. I know it's a long stream, but if you pray, then please be inclined to pray for the president and for just guidance and a hedge of protection around him as these days come forward, because I really think we are watching the end of the deep state, and I believe in prayer. So I'll be praying for him. I hope you do too. So I love you guys. Have a fantastic night. And yeah, love wins. Stay awake. Be cool. I'll see you soon. Bye.